This is Jim, and I'm on a bit of a serious note this time. I travelled down on this last trip from Ghan, on the Ghan train line from Alice Springs down to Lee Creek. Now, I haven't travelled this section of the train line for 10 years, and I was very absolutely disgusted to see the amount of environmental damage that's been done, the amount of damage to the old Fink railway properties, the amount of damage to the railway stations, and the bloody rubbish left laying around by these people. We come down at the end of June, which is just after the Fink race was run. And the people who run and organise the Fink race, I need to be absolutely howled down with environmental damage they're causing. They have bulldozed places near stations and put new roads and tracks and areas everywhere. They have ripped out gates and posts around the protected sites. These posts were put in by a very hardy group of volunteers with a bit of federal funding to protect these sites for the future. All these sites now are at risk and are being destroyed rapidly. The buildings are being pushed over by these idiots. They're dumping all their beer cans and rubbish and bottles everywhere. They are tearing the crap out of the countryside around these things. Plus, the amount of crap that's getting put behind the bushes is disgraceful. The federal government, the state governments, both the Northern Territory and South Australia, have to step in and do something about this. I think the Fink organisers of the race should be held responsible for the environmental damage and made to clean it up. I also think the organisers of the Fink race should be held responsible for the garbage that's being left behind. If there was a fee struck on all these people attending the races, then this fee could be used to employ the locals to clean it up after they leave. I don't deprive anyone the right to have a hobby or an event in the desert. The event does a lot of good things for not only the Flying Doctor service, a few other services as well. It does a lot of good for the community of Fink and helps to introduce a lot of money into the community. But as was reported in 4 Australia last month, there's an article saying that 30 kilometres south of Fink is now closed. You can't camp down there. They've closed it, which is the Transport Museum from Alice Springs, which own that area. They have closed it because of the environmental damage. And unless we step in and do something about the environmental damage that's happening between Alice and Fink, I got a pretty fair idea that the whole lot's going to be closed. If I was a property owner up there, I'd be bloody ropeable about the amount of mess and the environmental damage done along the track. The road was almost impassable after the amount of traffic that was on it. It's only a dirt road. It's never been designed to carry the traffic that they've had running on it. To say that we've got to do something about it is an understatement. If the federal government do not step in and exercise their legislation they have and force the people responsible to start looking after these properties, we'll lose them all. They'll just go on pushing buildings over, smashing things, ripping posts out of the ground and generally destroying the place. And in 10 years, I reckon 50% of what was up has been destroyed. Give them another 10 years and they can probably get the rest of it down. And all you'll end up with is a little post in the ground. This was such and such railway station. What a bloody joke. Protect our history? We do a very bad job of it. We must be more proud of our history and our heritage. If we don't look after it, we won't have it. That's it from me.